When I first heard about the tragedy that happened in Tennessee at the Christian school, I immediately thought about all the warnings that Jesus gave in Matthew 24 about the end times. In verses 9 through 13, it says, "Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another. And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. And because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved." Speaking of harlot Babylon, Revelation 17:6 says, "And I saw the woman being drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the witnesses of Jesus. And having seen her, I marveled with great wonder." And then speaking of the Antichrist, Revelation 13:7 says, "Then the beast was permitted to wage war against the saints and to conquer them. And it was given authority over every tribe and people and tongue and nation." God even began warning people about this coming system way back in the book of Daniel. Speaking of the Antichrist, Daniel 7:25 says, "He shall speak words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints of the Most High and shall think to change the times and the law, and they shall be given into his hand for a time's time and half a time." My concern for a lot of American Christians and other places within the Western world is that we have seen so little persecution that we are not spiritually or even mentally ready for what's coming. I don't think it's a coincidence that Jesus says a mass falling away is coming right after he discusses the mass persecution that's coming. No matter what your stance is on the timing of the rapture, I think it's really important that we start mentally and spiritually preparing not only ourselves, but also our children for the degree of persecution and hardship that is coming on the face of the earth. Because I believe that the Bible clearly teaches that this persecution is coming before Jesus returns. So the real question just comes down to, are you ready? Are you preparing the ones that you love? I know it's not a pleasant topic to think about. I think one of the neatest stories that we see of this is in Daniel 3 with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were being asked to bow down to a golden idol, and they knew that the consequence was being thrown into a blazing fire if they refused. They were faithful to God, and they stood up to the king, and this is what they said. "King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing fire, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up." I want to leave you with a quote from Jim Elliot, who ended up losing his life on the mission field for the gospel. He said, "He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain that which he cannot lose." And I believe Jim's quote was based off of Matthew 16:26, which says, "What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul?"